Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in Gran Turismo update 1.19 we got two new cafe menus. This is the second one, the final one. It's menu book 44 I believe, and this is the hypercar parade. Now this kind of irks me a bit and kind of gets on my nerves because I feel like this should have been the first one and the neoclassical should have been the last one, because for me that was a lot more difficult. This one, I believe it doesn't even have a performance point to the limit, so you can kind of run any insane road car you want. I was going to run the Lamborghini VGT, however I thought, we've got these new cars in the updates, so I'm going to run the Porsche 918, which you can see got some absolutely insane air then. This is my upgraded one. I obviously, put this in my buyer's guide, and it actually fixed all the issues I had with the Porsche 918 from standard. But as you're going to see, this event is just far too easy. I mean, these are on I believe this is on hard difficulty, and we're just going to eat up the competition, no problem. Yes, I could kind of go for a more on-pace car, to kind of keep it competitive, but even then I don't think it would be that competitive. It's just, again, a bunch of cars basically doing a parade really. There's no really close racing. I feel like no matter what you pick, and no matter what difficulty you use, you're going to kind of manage to basically run through the pack as quick as you can. No tyre wear or fuel consumption, shorter races. So yeah, it just seems weird that they made this the second one, whereas the neoclassical was the first one, which in my opinion was, actually a bit of a challenge at times. Included strategy, pit calls and stuff like that. So who knows, I still had fun, but again, it just feels like once you pass them, that is it. It's going to be job done. As you can see, in lap one we've done the whole pack, and it's going to stay that way until the final lap as we come around the final corner, and we are going to take the win for the first event at Kyoto Driving Park. So quite easy, straightforward, no strategy needed. It's just a sprint to the finish. So number two actually takes place at one of my favourite tracks. Obviously this is Lamont, and again, same thing applies. As fast as you can, make up as much place as you can, and just go for basically a massive fast sprint to the finish. Run the softest compound you want, burn off as much fuel as you want. You don't need to save anything. There's no tyre wear, or not that I saw anyway. Through the 3 laps I was running the soft tyres on this car. Yeah, so no problems there as we make our way up through the grid and eat up some of the best looking cars ever made. That's probably the highlight for me, is just seeing some of these absolutely stunning hypercars, just out on track doing what they should really be doing. Personally, in Gran Turismo 7 I'm not the biggest fan. I actually find them a bit frustrating to drive, purely because when I drive with no assist, manual and such, the majority of them just want to spit the back end out, and it just feels a bit kind of not what these cars are about. A lot of these cars are made for straight up grip and taking corners at high speed and not worrying about the back end just throwing itself out on you. But hopefully Gran Turismo do go and sort of look at that and kind of look at the tyre model they've got in the game over time. Obviously I'm running racing softs on this car because it's as upgraded as I could get, as upgraded as I could make it. So yeah, definitely had a bunch of fun. And obviously this straight is notorious for hitting insane speeds. I believe I was hitting around about 220 or so, maybe even more, as we fly past cars such as the Bugatti. So again, another big straight before we get into a tight right-hander. We're going to chase down the Vulcan at this point, which is sat in P3. The same cars kind of sit in the same positions through pretty much the majority of this. Usually have the Vulcan in third, which obviously we're just going to make a move on here. Up the inside, love the glowing brakes by the way. These replay cameras really are something else. Yeah, and then usually in first and second you had the Enzo and the Porsche 918. This time they swap places and it's the Porsche in second, and we're just going to kind of show our appreciation and move up past the stock 918 and get on with chasing down the Enzo. So we're coming, I'd say, in the last quarter of the of Lamont at this point. We're making some real good ground up, and here we go. We are managing to catch the Enzo, and we're going to try and get it down the inside, try not to make contact, and we've done it nice and clean, and we're just going to shoot off, take the lead, and never look back. So again, a really simple sprint to the finish as we round up the last few corners. One of my favourite tracks of all time, into the left-hander, into the right-hander, get the speed down a bit for another left-right, and we're going to come across the finish nice and clean, done in just over 10 minutes. Definitely the longest race of the bunch. So super simple. So on to Trial Mountain next, and this is probably, I'd say, my favourite, just for, I guess, there's just a track really. It's a legendary track. As much as I love Lamont, I definitely had more fun, I guess, around here. As you can see, we're taking some really awkward lines to kind of line up overtakes here as we get sort of caught in a group there, but we're going to manage to keep our nose clean, get up the inside of the McLaren, and already up to P10 within a couple of corners, and then we go into the woodland area, nice and smooth through here, trying to avoid clipping that inside. And pretty soon we're going to be on the back of that McLaren again. I believe we're going to take it around the outside, which we are. Just trying to keep the grip there as the back end kicks out a little bit. And now this is where the faster straight line cars are going to really take advantage. Down this huge long straight, through the tunnels, into the woods. And you're going to see this poor Ford GT is going to get eaten up by a bunch of cars. There they go. The Lamborghini Veneno and the Ferrari, making pretty easy work of the Ford as we overtake a Mercedes-Benz there on the inside. And the AI really do take quite a wide line into there. Personally, I prefer sort of getting up the inside and running it wide on the exit. Definitely one of the more complex sections where you really have to kind of watch your throttle control as we're going to head downhill, catching up to the Bugatti again, down the inside, into the left-hander, again a little bit of throttle control out of there, and a nice run down the hill. Obviously this is where the track feels like it's changed the most. This left-right-hander is an absolute nightmare. If you get it wrong, you're in trouble, but we're going to manage to get on the inside of the Vulcan, and as you can see, it's actually the Enzo in second this time, and we're going to make short work of that, getting the slipstream, pull out, and we're up to P2 as we chase down the Porsche 918. And we're going to try and make as short work as possible of the Porsche as we come into this little left-right hander. Quite a quick sort of left-right, and we're going to catch a little bit of air, I believe. Yep, there goes the front end, and we're going to take the lead, and again, and never look back. So we've managed to actually lap someone at this point. So I don't know why the SLS was so far back. I really don't know what happened there. Never lapped it any of the other tracks, so I don't know if it just naturally hangs back this far. As you can see by the track map, it's really off the rest of the car. So a bit of a weird pick. I don't kind of see the point in picking a car that's just not competitive at all. But we're going to come into the final left-right, and we're actually going to run it wide on the right-hander. And kind of just tap that barrier a bit, so a bit annoying, but that is all three races complete. Super simple, super straightforward, just massive sprints to the finish, and that is going to complete all of our menu books. So yep, that's all of them done. For this you get a 6-star reward ticket, and it's obviously an engine one, and I believe we actually get one of the new engines. We get the Roadster Shop Rampage engine. I can't remember off the top of my head what this goes in, but it seems a pretty cool engine swap. So yeah, pretty happy with that, to be honest. So that is going to be the end of the video, and this is definitely, like I said, the easiest of the two new cafe menus. Super straightforward, just sprints to the finish, no matter what difficulty you put it on. I feel like you're going to make short work of the AI here, as they literally kind of live up to the name that they basically do just a parade while you're giving it everything. So thank you so much for watching this, and if you watch to the end, even more of a thank you really. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I make Gran Turismo 7 content each and every day. That is literally everything covered from update 1.19. so back to normal videos now, or kind of what I want to do. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later.